Yo, how's it going, Bears fans? Welcome back to another episode of the Bear Down Podcast. Tonight we are going to do our post-game show for the Bears' 24-17 win over the Seattle Seahawks in Week 2 of the 2018 NFL season. I'm your host, Chris. I'm joined tonight by my co-hosts, Parth and Jaylen. Feels good to be 1-1. Feels good to be 500 for the first time since 2014. And feels good to win our first home game for the first time since 2012. As a Bears fan tonight, guys. It is currently 10:50 in the evening, and I really can't say I'm too mad. I'm pretty excited to be up right now. Pretty excited to be talking about a Bears win. But as the weeks continue, we're going to keep adding segments to all of our shows. And, so for the post-game show, just for the segments we had last week, obviously it was just kind of our dead reaction because it was such a shocker how that game ended against Green Bay. But for our segments this week, we've got offensive and defensive MVPs. We've got what was the deciding factor in the game, who stepped up on offense and defense, kind of an under-the-radar player that stepped up for the Bears on offense and defense, and then just things to improve on, things that can be better looking forward. So we're going to get right into it. Just a little bit of a summary for you guys as far as the offense goes. Once again, first drive was incredible. We drove it 98 yards down the field, and Trubisky short scored on a shovel pass to Trey Burton. Offense was not too great after that for the rest of the first half. Trubisky had 2 interceptions, one of them being a tip pick, both to Shaquille Griffin. That first pick, I would like to just say one little thing about it. The first pick, it was a bomb to Allen Robinson. Allen Robinson was really good tonight, I thought. He was fighting for extra yards the entire night, and he was pretty good. Griffin made a pretty good play on the ball. Trubisky underthrew it, but I said earlier in the week that I wanted Trubisky to extend the ball downfield, so I wasn't too mad about that. I was excited that he took the deep shot. Just overall, before we get into this, what do you guys think of just the offense overall?
The offense I thought was much better this week than last week. Yes, there was turnovers. Yes, there was ups and downs, but they never let the foot off the gas. They kept going in. I mean, Trubisky, yes, he had 2 interceptions, but we all were hoping for a deep shot. We got it. Things went wrong. That's fine. But a tipped pass is definitely not his fault. I mean,
yeah, that's
a 50-50. I mean, if you take that tip pass out of the equation, I mean, it's a pretty solid game from Trubisky. I mean,
2 touchdowns, yeah, not complaining.
Not complaining at all. I mean,
yeah, the run game wasn't too good today though. But I was fine with it.
Jordan Howard looked really sluggish out there, not going to lie. I mean, I love Jordan Howard and all, but man couldn't get more than 3 yards on each carry, and they didn't even have their 2 starting linebackers there, so it's kind of rough.
What do you think, Jaylen? How was the offense tonight?
It definitely underperformed. I knew the first drive would be good because it's scripted. Like last game, we started off with a very good first couple drives, and then after that, it just went into mayhem. But with Trubisky's performance, I feel like he could do better. He should do better. Like Parth said, that tip pick, if that was out of the equation, it would have been a solid game. You know, he would have had 200 yards and 2 touchdowns and 1 pick. So I'm not mad at it, but I just feel like he can do better, and I hope he does better against Arizona this Sunday.
Totally. Now, overviewing the defense of game just for a second, it was shut down. The Bears actually lead the NFL in sacks with 10. I think we had 6 tonight on Russell Wilson. Jermaine Fetty, as I said, versus Khalil Mack was going to be huge in the game. Mack had a strip sack. Prince Amukamara with the pick 6. That was incredible. He read that all the way to him. Danny Trevathan had a strip there. Roquan Smith wasn't incredible, but he wasn't terrible. Kwiatkowski came in. Yeah. Roquan did his job. Leonard Floyd could have been a little bit better. He did recover a fumble. I thought the defense overall was pretty good. Kyle Fuller allowed another touchdown, but it was another incredible throw by Russell Wilson to Tyler Lockett. So I'm not really too mad about that.
That was the best coverage possible.
Yeah, I just wish he could have gotten his head around on that one just to deflect it. But I don't really think I need you guys to comment on what you thought on the defense because we all knew it was stellar. But
I have one comment.
Okay.
It's like a statement.
So
Saxonville, who? We sack around here, you heard?
Yeah, and what's it called? This defense has so many weapons. I mean, in all that you listed, you forgot about our best defensive player from the last 2 years, Akeem Hicks.
Yeah.
Like, that's how good this.
He was great.
defense
Robertson
is.
Harris was good again tonight. Bryce Callahan stepped up and had a sack on a corner blitz. Everyone was stepping up tonight.
Adrian Amos had some nice hits too.
Yeah. So heading into offensive and defensive MVPs, I'm going to start off with the offensive MVP, and you may be surprised by this one, but I'm going to give it to Mitch Trubisky. I was going to give it to Allen Robinson, but just thinking about it, I was trying to compare the game from this week and last week. Obviously, Trubisky, some say is terrible, some say he's a bust. I think he was average tonight. I think you could call him an average quarterback tonight. But when you think about it, the difference in this week versus last week is he didn't step up in the second half. And this week he stepped up in the second half. He was composed. He completed some good throws in the second half. Play calling was still a little bit conservative, I'd say, in the second half. But he stepped up in the second half and made sure that the Bears got this win. And that touchdown, that basically game-winning, obviously you could say that the defense won the game because of the pick six and stuff. But that drive where Anthony Miller caught the touchdown and Trubisky led him down the field is going to end up being very influential in the outcome of this game. So I'm going to give my offensive MVP to Mitchell Trubisky.
Dang, the offensive MVP. All right, not gonna lie. I mean, it's kind of hard to choose one.
Yeah, it was pretty sluggish tonight, but
no, I feel like they all played average. I mean, there was no nothing stood out to me. But one person who did stood out to me was the not one person, the offensive line. All right.
Okay.
I mean, I feel like Trubisky had plenty of time back there. I mean, the first week, I thought the offensive line was pure trash. I mean, they stepped it up tonight. Kyle Long was great out there. Cody Whitehair had no troubles with snaps. And, I mean, just imagine once James Daniels gets to come in and play. This offensive line will be perfect for Trubisky. I mean, it's going to be all smiles from now on.
Yeah. Who you got, Jaylen?
I'm going to go with Allen Robinson. I feel like he should have had way more yards than what he had. He only had 83 yards with 10 receptions. With 10 receptions, you at least should have over 100. But that's just the way the offense works.
If I can comment on him for a second, Robinson, he was obviously Trubisky's most favorite target tonight. I wish Taylor Gabriel would have gotten a few more looks. Trubisky missed him in the first quarter for a 25-yard read down the field. But Robinson was obviously the favorite receiver tonight. He didn't do anything incredible. That deep shot that was intercepted by Shaquille Griffin, that was a throw to Robinson that could have been pretty sick because there was open field ahead of him. So if he could have caught that and nagged off Griffin, that probably could have been a touchdown for Allen Robinson. He made some pretty good catches tonight. I think there were some balls that Trubisky kind of bulleted in there, muscled in there for him, and he was fighting for extra yards. So it was nice to see him do that. I would like to see a bit more athleticism out of him. I just want to see him get down the field and do some of those catches that he had in Jacksonville. But he was pretty solid tonight. I do respect that pick for offensive MVP. Trey Burton also was pretty good. He caught the ball all night. He didn't do really anything incredible. He had that one touchdown, but he was pretty good.
Did you see it was every catch he made, he donated $1,000.
Yeah, and every touchdown he had, he donated $3,000. So he donated a lot. Who's he donating to tonight? I forgot.
It was
the hurricane prevention
for domestic violence.
Oh, okay. I thought it was the hurricane. Okay. Defensive MVPs. Let's go in reverse order. Jaylen, who you got for your defensive MVP this game?
Oh, thank God you paid me first because I thought you was going to steal this. I'm going to go with the whole defense. The whole defense just had an amazing game today. It was really no person that had a bad game. Kyle, even though he gave up that touchdown, like Parth said, you can't do nothing about that. All you can do is turn your head around. On both of the TDs last week and this week, he was playing amazing coverage. He just, he couldn't turn his head around to tip the ball or maybe even intercept it, especially the one from this week. That could have easily been an interception if he turned his head around. But I'm going to go with the whole defense. Mac had a great – the whole defensive line had a great game. He had 6 sacks, a lot of forced fumbles. Prince had a pick 6. I wish Floyd could step it up, but I can understand why he's not doing like he does when he has when he's fully healthy.
He's the only one. He seems like the only one that's really yet to step out of his shell. I would like to say,
and that's because he has a club, and I don't blame him for that. But as soon as he takes that club off, I want him to put straight pressure just like the Mac does. So I'm gonna go with the whole defense for this game.
As soon as he takes that thing off, just imagine Mac and Floyd coming from each side. You can't even double team because then you got Roquan coming from the middle.
And Trevathan was good tonight.
Trevathan.
Yeah,
I mean,
he had 2 sacks strip.
He's the captain of this defense. I mean, that guy can piece everyone together. But my MVP is Prince Mukamara. I mean, last game he was atrocious. I hated him last game. Like I was like disgusted by his play of letting Devontae Adams score, letting him open. Yards after catch was crazy. But like this week he closed out the gap on Marshall, and he got that nice pick six to seal the game.
Yeah, I'm also going to give it to Mukamara. I don't even know how to say it. In this one, he got burned a ton last week, and I was super mad at him. He ended up, I was wrong. I thought he was going to be on Lockett. They put Fuller on Lockett, which was probably the better choice for the Bears to do. But he was good on Marshall the entire night. Marshall had a couple catches, but not too many. And it weren't for not many big yard ones. And he read that pass perfectly at the end of the game, which ended up I think, winning us the game. So Prince stepped up. Obviously, I said earlier, Floyd stepped up. Honorable mention to Jonathan Bullard. I totally believed that Roy Robertson-Harris was good and had that starting job, but Jonathan Bullard actually came in and started today over Roy Robertson-Harris, and he wasn't incredible. I think Roy Robertson-Harris was a bit better last week, and Roy Robertson-Harris was actually pretty good when he came in today, but Jonathan Bullard was pretty solid the entire game as well. Next up, we got deciding factor. What was the deciding factor for the Bears to win this game? Parth, I'm going to start with you. What do you think tipped the scales in the Bears' favor?
The deciding factor of this game, I mean, the pass rush. Just like the whole pass rush. I mean, Russell Wilson looked like he was like running for his life out there half the time. I mean,
yeah,
it was just crazy to see them pick up 6 sacks, become the most get the 10 sacks through the first 2 games. We're on pace for a lot of sacks this year, a lot of interceptions, a lot of fumbles. I mean, this defense is back, and this offense will be back too with them just grouping together, learning it. They still got a lot. It takes time to learn a whole new offense.
Mm-hmm.
So this team, if Trubisky can perform at an MVP level, you never know. This is a Super Bowl contending team.
I wouldn't say MVP level, but
no, if Trubisky can get to the MVP level by week 4, you never know. I mean, we're playing Cardinals next week, right? It's a bad team. Up his confidence.
That's definitely
really well.
The Cardinals is definitely going to be a game where it's not as much a game for the defense, but then first off, I would like to say I pray that the Cardinals do not announce this week that they're starting Josh Rosen.
Oh God!
Just wait one more week, Cardinals, please. Actually, I'm not too worried. Even if Rosen, I'm not worried about Rosen. I'm not worried about Rosen. But when you look at rookies who did incredibly well in their first start, you look at like Deshaun Watson, and you look at Mahomes. And even though the Bears have this good of a defense, I'm not worried about Rosen because the Bears have this good of a defense. And I think the Bears are going to win, whether Sam Bradford or Josh Rosen starts in that game next week. Sorry, I'm kind of making my pick early, but I think it's pretty obvious that I'm going to take the Bears in that one. Jaylen, what was the deciding factor in this game?
When you say the deciding factor, you mean like the factor that made us win?
Yes.
I'm gonna go out the box. Nah, I can't go out the box. Like it's obvious. It was clearly the defense. If it wasn't for the defense, I don't know if we would have won this game. It was easily a winnable game. But with the offense struggling for kind of a little of the third quarter, not being able to put up no points and letting Russell Wilson score, I don't think we would have won this game. But I know we would have won this game, but the key factor was still the defense. There's no doubt about it.
I'm gonna go 3 for 3 with you guys. I'm gonna say the defense just performing well as a whole as well. Trubisky was okay. As I said, the offense was pretty average. The defense is at an elite level. If that pick six hadn't happened, if preventing the Seahawks from scoring all except for once and one garbage time touchdown the entire game hadn't happened, there's no chance we would have won that game. So I'm going to go with the defense on that one. And then finally, we've got things to improve on for the Bears for this next week against Arizona Cardinals. I'm going to start off with this one. I think there needs to be a bit of a better balance between the pass and the run game. Matt Nagy hated throwing it on first down or hated running it on first down this entire game. I don't really think they stretched the field vertically. There definitely wasn't as much dump offs and screen passes and checkdowns and stuff. But I wouldn't mind seeing them try to stretch the field a little bit more. They did have that one deep shot, but getting Taylor Gabriel and some of the speedy guys the ball down the field wouldn't be bad. But I like how they ran the offense this week, and I think just a bit more balance between run and pass next week could help improve. Yeah. What do you guys? Anything to improve on?
I feel like I want to see. All right. I mean, I predicted 300 yards from Trubisky and 3 touchdowns. I mean,
and he had 200 something and 2.
202, right?
But you never know what happens.
So,
if that tip pick is not
exactly.
a tip pick. So
Exactly. And
right there.
if that tip pick didn't happen, it could have been 303. We don't know. But all I know is we're against a struggling Cardinals team who lost 34-0 against.
But I will say one thing about the Cardinals is they got probably two of the top 10 defensive players in the league with Chandler Jones and Patrick Peterson. So it might be a bit rough of a week for Robinson. But I feel like that getting the run game going and getting Chandler Jones and these guys focused on the run game can open up the pass game.
Yeah, exactly. We need to. I mean, I'm not saying Nagy had a bad game play calling. I feel like he called the plays pretty well. But I mean, if we can get Jordan Howard more touches in the beginning, yes, if he doesn't get yards, then you don't do it. But if he can get going in the early game, then Chandler Jones will have to worry about the play action. Patrick Peterson will have to worry about the play action. I mean, this is more of next week, but that's another video. But
yeah.
Just
Totally.
Just get the basics down.
Jaylen, room for improvement for the Bears this week?
I want to see us use the human joystick more. That is a game changer. He can completely come in and change the game. He
had another great return tonight for 30, 40 yards.
When he comes in a game, he completely changes momentum. And if we can use him a little more like we did last year, even though he was underutilized in the last half of the season last year, if we can use him more, this offense would be way better than it is right now. Right now, we're throwing short, medium passes to Allen Robinson and Trey Burton. And
I would like to say Taylor Gabriel. I do like how we used Gabriel tonight. He was in for a lot of jet sweeps and had a lot of good gains. I wouldn't mind passing to him a bit more, but I do agree that Cohen could be used a lot more. I think it's just going to end up coming down to how can we properly balance the run and the pass game, because when you think about
Trubisky's best throw was to Tariq Cohen. It's where he escaped the pressure and threw the pass to Tariq Cohen off his back foot.
That was a really good throw.
The one with Anthony Miller was pretty nice, like the touchdown one.
Yeah, and also there was one where Mr. I'm a Felon, Michael Kendricks barely missed that interception. But,
Jordan Howard. I saw this tweet. It was like, I wouldn't mess with Michael Kendricks. He's a convicted felon for God's sakes.
I saw tweets throughout the game that was like, that sack should be. Sorry, you go.
When Allen Robinson got tackled by Michael Kendricks, and Michael Kendricks goes up to him, and my dad started screaming, "Get your ass to jail" or something like that. You got 25 years to serve, and I just started dying.
Yeah, I saw tweets. What's his?
Boy, you supposed to be in jail right now. Get the fuck out.
What's insider trading, right?
Yeah.
Kendricks got a sack on Trubisky, and everyone on Instagram was like, "That's insider sack and go to jail."
They was like, yeah, they had a little insight on that play. The memes had dying.
I was laughing. But I think that's pretty much going to do it for us. It's Monday night. Normally, you guys will be seeing this late Monday night. But normally on Tuesdays, we would have our predictions come out. We're going to probably record those a little bit earlier tomorrow and try to get those out tomorrow night. So you'll see that Tuesday. So kind of almost like a double upload on Tuesday. Most of you will be seeing this in the morning. But our Week 3 picks for the entire league, except for the Bears-Cardinals game, even though I think it's a pretty obvious choice, that'll be out tomorrow. We will be picking 15 games tomorrow night. That'll be out probably late around 9 p.m. or so. And then we've got Meet the Opponents, 3 Key Factors, pre-game show, and we're trying to incorporate another upload into our weekly schedule. So if you can think of anything, make sure to comment it below. But that's going to pretty much do it for this episode of the Bear Down Podcast. If you did enjoy, like it, subscribe. You already know. I'm not even tired. I'm excited. But,
Chris, before you end it, this is a big milestone. Nagy's first win and the Bears' first win as the Bears' first win with us during our podcast. So this is the Bears' first win.
Oh yeah, it is.
During our podcast.
Yeah, it is. Well, we might have to look back on this date, but one of many more to come. So that's pretty much gonna do it. We're going to have a ton of uploads coming out this week. Arizona Cardinals. We are moving on to Week 3. That is pretty much it. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Bear Down Chicago.